Persisting data on disk. We will explore pickle shelve and a short example that will involve accessing database using SQL Alchemy, the most widely adopted ORM library in the Python ecosystem. Serializing data with pickle. The pickle module from the Python standards library offers tools to convert Python objects into byte streams and vice versa. Even though there were partial overlaps in the API that pickle and JSON expose, the two are quite different. As we have seen previously in this chapter, JSON is a text format, human-readable, language-independent, and supports only a restricted subset of Python data types. The pickle module, on the other hand, is not a human-readable, translates to bytes, is Python specific, and thanks to the wonderful Python introspection capabilities, it supports an extremely large amount of data types. Regardless of this difference, though, you should know when you consider whether to use one or the other. I think the most important concern regarding pickle lies in the security threats you are exposed to when you use it. Unpickling erroneous or malicious data from an untrusted source can be very dangerous, so if you decide to adopt it in your application, you need to be extra careful. So let's create a pickle.py file, okay? Like this, pickle.py. Of course, we are gonna import pickle from data classes, import data class. Annotation here, data class person versus name equal to str, and now last name, and you will be str also, id int. Def greet shelve self. Let's print hi, I am self dot first name, self dot last name, and my ID is self.id. Okay, let's get this. Now you can say outside people equal to a list of persons, person 1 you will name OV1, your last name and your ID, person V, if you are fans of Star Wars, you will recognize this guy. Walker, and your ID will be 456. Okay, so with open data.pickle as wb as stream pips equal to pickle dot load first let's try a pickle dot sum. Okay, people and stream, and this will save data in binary format to a file. There you can load data from file, like we did a snippet data.pickle rv as a stream pips equal to pickle dot load stream. You will load data from a file, and finally for person in pips person dot greet. Okay, let's execute it if something wrong. Okay, it's a I am tall, ID tall, I am Skywalker, and my ID is, but it's invoking this method greet from pips, which was floated from the string, okay, from data.pickle, what previously was saved in binary format to a file. Okay, we've got it. We can continue with saving data with shelve. Okay, a shelve is a persistent direct. A shelve is a persistent direct. A shelve is a persistent direct. A shelf is a persistent dictionary-like object. The beauty of it is that the values you save into a shelf can be any object you can pickle. So you are not restricted like you would be if you were using database. Albeit interesting and useful, the shell module is used quite rarely in practice. Just for completeness, let's see a quick example of how it works. For this, let's close the others. I'm gonna create a new file. It will be named shelf.py. Import shelf class person I'm gonna define init self.name equal to name, self.id equal to id, self name dot id, it returns nothing. Now with shelve dot open, it will be named shelve 1 dot shelve okay as dv ov1 equal to person ov1 and URG. Any here, any game 4 5 6 dv a list 2 3 5 dv delete me equal to, we will have to delete this one. First let's print list dv keys sorry, print del dv delete me, okay, you will I print the keys again, and now you could print delete me in dv, could print any in dv a list equal to dv a list dot append 7. Remember that a list is a list, of course. 2 3 5. Now we're appending 7 here. You can store a list here again, and you could print dv a list here in order to check what is printing or what is storing. Okay, let me check. Let's shelve 1 here, any key. Okay, let's execute it. Let's see. Okay, what we got here? First of all, we've got all of the keys. First of all, OV1, any, at least, delete me. And then we are deleting delete me. That's the reason in the following line we just print until a list. Now we're checking if delete me is in db, false, any in db, true, and then we were storing a list 7. We're storing a list here and we're printing list. We've got an error here because we need to store like this dv a list with a new a list. Okay, we're assigning. So if we execute it again, the same result, but we've got 7 here in the dv a list. Okay. Something that you must know here is that we open shelve with an extra parameter called write back as true. It won't be necessary to stop the a list before. Just we could open directly like this. Open 7. Okay, this where is not necessary anymore. Let's check. Yeah, the same result. Okay, let's see the final subject, which is saving data to a database. Okay, for this one I like to show you an example of that leverage SQL alchemy. Okay, the most popular Python ORM. We are going to define two models, person and address, which maps to a table each. And then we're going to populate the database and perform a few queries on it. Let's check. For this one, I'm going to create a new file called, well, in this case, a new folder. First of all, persistent. And inside, I'm going to create alchemy models.py, and from SQL alchemy.x the declarative import declarative base. Okay, let's continue. And also we've got we need from SQL alchemy we need to import column integer string foreign key, create engine, from SQL alchemy and also ORM we need to import also relationship. Okay, at the beginning we import some functions and types. The first thing we need to do then is create engine, and this engine tells SQL alchemy about the type of database we have chosen. For our example, this engine tells SQL alchemy about the type of database we have chosen for ours. This engine tells SQL alchemy about the type of database we have chosen for this. This engine tells SQL alchemy about the type of database we have chosen for example. Let's continue saying yes, inside alchemy models engine equal to create engine. Be careful with this string here, SQLite and dash dash slash 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 memory dot base declarative base. Okay, then class person base table name equal to person id equal to column entire primary key primary key it was not imported here. No, what is it? Primary key equal to true. Okay, and name column string h entire let's remove this. Okay, let's continue with addresses. Relationship address back populates equal to person or the by equal to address dot email cascade equal to all and delete equal to orphan. Okay, let's define wrapper here on say self. It will return f self.name with id and self.id id equal like this. Okay, don't worry about this warning. I will execute it in another environment. This one is from here. Okay, and this one is not, it's a parenthesis. Here I wanna create the class address from base table name will be equal to address id will be equal to column entire primary key equal to true. What's wrong with primary? Okay, main equal to column string person ID will be equal to column foreign key person.id person equal to relationship person back populates equal to addresses for we must override here str self. It will return the self.email. Repo it will be equal to str. Okay. After all, base dot metabase dot create all engine. Okay, we change here my workspace, so I'm selecting the my workspace that I've created here. Now the warning errors, the warning was removed, and now we've got here instead the colors. Very nice. Let me check this code. I've got the environment here. I want to execute it. So persistent pi alchemy model. Okay. So we've got an error here which says delete or found invalid cascade methods. The reason here is because it's not delete equal orphan, it's delete dash orphan. Okay, let's try again. Now it says attribute base has no attribute metabase. Did you mean metadata? Okay, here it's of course not metabase, it's metadata. Metadata. Okay, let's execute it again, and it seems that everything works correctly. Now let's continue. So now let's create a new file called alchemy.py. Instead we say from alchemy models import person address engine, and from alchemy sqalchemy, right? sqalchemy.orm import session maker. Okay, now session equal to session maker, the session maker by engine session equal to session. Okay, an instance. This session is an object we use to manage the database. So we next proceed to create into people. Okay, in this case, Anakin will be person name equal to Anakin Skywalker with age of 32, and the same way OV1 OV cannot be with age of 40. Okay, then we then add an email addresses to both them using the two different techniques. One assigns them to a list, and in the other one simply opens them. ob1 dot addresses equal to address email ob1 at example.com one example.com Anakin dot addresses dot open address email Annie at example.com Evil Vader example.com. So until here we haven't taught the database, so it's time for to use the session object that something actually happened in its session dot add Anakin session dot add OV1 session dot commit. Okay, till here we now query for all the people whose name start with OV by using like, which hooks to like operator in SQL. OV1 equal to session dot query person dot filter person dot name equal Anakin Skywalker. Let's copy exactly. Yes, the same. That's Skywalker dot first. Okay, you can print here Anakin dot addresses. Then we then capture Anakin's ID and delete the Anakin's object from the global frame. Okay, Anakin ID equal to Anakin.id, just the Anakin. Okay. We can try also with defining a display method display info addresses equal to session dot query address dot all. This line will get all addresses first. You can use a for address in addresses and print f address.person dot name and address dot email. These addresses, address mail. This will display results. And finally, I wanna display how many objects we have in total. Print people addresses format session dot query person dot count session dot query address dot count. Of course, display info. Of course, it's missing here another query ob1 was session equal to session dot query person dot filter. It was missing person dot name dot like ov. Okay, ov percentage here dot first. It will print ov1. Okay, we're looking for obvious names, and also we're strictly querying for Anakin Skywalker. Then we are deleting any king, and then I will display here. Okay, let's execute this file. Okay, it was executed. The alchemy models. Now pi.alchemy. Okay, and got here an error. It says that class person has no property addresses. Okay, and let's check. Okay, I think the error is here in our alchemy models. I called it address with triple S, but the current name is double S. Okay, so I'll execute alchemy models again, and then I will execute alchemy pi. So you will see here OV1, the first query. Do you remember the first query here? Okay. First of all, we're storing them. That we are looking for OV. OV is here. Then we're looking for any Skywalker, anything here. Then we are printing all the addresses. Any Skywalker, any Skywalker, any Skywalker. Only OV1. Then we're printing we're counting people and addresses 2 and 5. Okay, 2 people, Anakin, Kenobi, addresses, well, 3 from Anakin and 2 from Ovi. Of course, you can change this and you can tap into the 4 in order to show how many has each one. Okay, so I execute alchemy models, execute alchemy. I will see the okay, forget it. This is it. That's how how you can work with alchemy, SQL alchemy, and create models and also persist your data. That's it.